hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
How you doing, Freak Nation? Statman, Crash Gladys, Kenny Sargent, Richard C. Suave on a Sunday night post-Formula One race in Las Vegas. We'll hit plenty of that coming up in the next 2 hours. You play ball with us by being a part of the MAV TV broadcast of our big-ass radio show. 90-plus stations across the country and, of course, on MAV TV. Thank you guys for being a part of this Facebook page. We're there for you. Twitter, well, X, depending on what side of the fence you are on that, we're there for you. Instagram, we're all over the social media extravaganza for your Freak Nation. And again, Formula One wrapping up in Las Vegas last night, this morning, depending on where the heck you are viewing this extravaganza. We'll talk a lot about that. Your Statman Scat as well, Crash Gladys News and Notes. And if you're a big fan of MAV TV, you saw a hell of a finale last night for the EnduroCross Championship. We're going to have your champion on this hour, Trystan Hart, who, frankly, the first 2 or 3 races thought he didn't have a chance at winning this damn thing, but holy smokes, he goes in there and wins the championship with the last race of a 3-moto series with the EnduroCross. He'll be joining us here in the Freak Nation. Statman and Richard C. Suave spent more time in front of the television set this morning or whatever, all right, for the Formula One race than Crash and yours truly combined. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to use any excuses other than had a 5:30 wake-up call for a soccer tournament that I thought I was going to get a whole hell of a lot of sleep for, but I digress. Statman,
there's a story there that you'll get to.
We are going to get to that story here in the Freak Nation. So, Statman, I don't want to give away your scat, but I asked you this going into the show tonight about where you give this race from 1 to 10. And frankly, I was surprised with your rating given the description of the race prior to me asking you that rating. And Richie, I'm going to ask your rating of what you thought of the Formula One race. But first, Statman, what's your rating, 1 to 10, and why you give it this number?
Well, I gave it a 7 because there was passing, and a lot of Formula One races you don't have passing. The strategy comes in when you pit and what tires you have on. But they were racing, and you got to give them credit for that. I mean, they were racing, and there was passing at a couple of turns. And if it wasn't for, as a matter of fact, Lewis Hamilton started 10th, worked the 6th, had tire problems, went back to 19th, and worked his all the way back up to 8th. He passed more cars than there are cars on the track. So there was a lot of room to pass, and that made for an interesting race.
Man, that was the softest 7, Statman, that I've ever heard you drop on me. In fact, I think you might want to take a step back and regrade your grade. Holy smokes. And Richie, before we get to your take on Formula One's race last night, this morning from Las Vegas, all this discussion that we were having, text back and forth between the 4 of us about the issues that the tires would have, that the car would have with the temperature in Las Vegas, I didn't see any of that come race time. Were there major tire issues, guys?
No, there wasn't. I didn't really hear any of the drivers complaining after it, complaining about it after the race either. Everybody seemed to be fairly into what was happening. They all seemed to be excited about it. Even Max Verstappen after the race, he won, granted, but I've never heard him be like a bigger change of tune where he was like, "Oh, that was great. The racing was great. It was a lot of fun, blah, 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 blah." I didn't hear a lot of guys after the race complaining, which is a good thing. That's a win for Formula One where you don't have drivers complaining after a race, right? Which is easy to do, I think, coming from Formula One drivers.
Well, Richie, so what do you give the race? Again, you're probably the biggest proponent between the 4 of us when it comes to Formula One right about now.
I'd say so. I gave the race an 8 out of 10. I put out a poll on Twitter asking for people to grade the race. And right now, over 60% of the people who voted in the poll are grading it either an A or a B.
Holy smokes.
Which is terrific. Statman, you mentioned it. There were 82 overtakes in that race.
Wow.
Which is the second most of the entire Formula One season so far. The average number of overtakes in 2022, I couldn't find numbers for this year, but the average number of overtakes in a race in 2022 was just 37.
And this had 82?
It had 82. And we had one of the best ones maybe in a long time. It's going to get replayed from here on out, which is Charles Leclerc passing and catching Sergio Perez to get P2 in that race.
On the last lap of one of the last 2 turns of the race. Yeah,
exactly. It was terrific, which was one of the reasons to stay and watch that race for the last 15 laps of the race, because he was trying to catch him and he caught him, and it was a terrific overtake. So I gave it a B. It was great. It had everything a good Formula One race needed, which is drama, it had strategy, and it had overtakes. That's all I could ask for from the Formula One race. I was kind of blown away. I did not expect it to be that entertaining and that good, but I was hooked. The Twitter feed was blown up. Everybody seemed to be hooked on it as well. So from the racing perspective, for that hour and a half, it was a win for Formula One.
I wonder if I would have been awake, allegedly, to watch the Formula One race last night, I wonder how many people were watching it from the perspective of the debacle that was Thursday, the manhole cover, the issues with the track, the fan backlash of cutting short their practice. I'm wondering how many people were watching to see if this thing was going to blow up on them, Crasher, during the race Saturday night, Sunday morning.
I'd say that's a very valid question, and it kind of alludes back to us all watching the Chicago NASCAR street race and how, please excuse me, how that race coming in had so much negativity surrounding it, mostly because of the weather, but then somebody jumps in one of the, it wasn't the pace car, was it? It was in their own car that starts driving the track. There was a lot of negative attention on the Chicago NASCAR street race. And then lo and behold, come Sunday, when the race could finally get off and the weather cleared, that ended up being an epic race. And the ratings showed how epic it was as well. But again, some people did watch to see everything go to hell in a handbasket. I do believe the exact same thing was happening here with this Formula One race. So many similarities, lots of negative storylines going into the race. But once the race actually took place, boom, everybody, for the most part, got what they paid for. It was amazing.
Yeah, I think once the stuff was out of the way, and once it got out of the hands of the Formula One officials, and they turned it over to people who know how to race, it became a race.
There you go.
As opposed to a political thing of, who, what, where, when, why, and how. And I'm sure there was such a hue and cry about Thursday that people did watch to see. But I think, Richie, it came to mind when you were talking about the drivers who didn't have anything bad to say about it, especially Max the Menace. I think what they probably got a few phone calls from people in the front office at Formula One who said, hey, cut that out. We don't need that. Shut up. If you don't like it, go home. But this is what it is, and we'll pay you enough money to like this. So, yeah, I think probably a lot of the drivers said, they said, hey, this is great. I love it. But there was some weirdness throughout. Whenever the officials put their finger in the mix, weirdness happened. Like at the end of the race, they had, instead of going into a cool down room that they do everywhere else, they went into a cool down car, drove halfway around the track and did interviews in front of the Bellagio. So let's turn around and see the Bellagio fountains.
Money talk.
When they got finished, they got back in the car, drove to a third place, climbed on a back of a trailer, and there they played the anthems and did the champagne spray and all of that. So surely some officials had something to do with that. Racing people had nothing to do with that decision.
Yep.
But frankly, if you look at Formula One, and more Formula One than any of the series that we cover, because they race in so many cities. I mean, actually in the cities and tracks around cities. Isn't it about the Chamber of Commerce selling the city for millions of people to visit that city? Why do I want to go to Monte Carlo?
No, this is different.
Right?
Formula One promoted this. It wasn't a deal where a public-private entity put up $25 million and said, "Hey, come here so we can tell people to come visit Indianapolis or Monte Carlo or Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, or Abu Dhabi, the Yas Marina, wherever." This was the Formula One promoted this in Las Vegas, and I got my own things that we don't have to go into right now, but they smoked up a 10-year deal with Las Vegas, so it makes their package sound that much better. They paid so much money for it, 7 years ago, and now going forward, they're going to quadruple their money probably in less than 10 years. Liberty Media is not going to own this for another 5 years.
Oh,
well, let's do
mark
this.
that time.
Yes, please do. We will touch on that in the next segment following your Statman Scat. Also this hour, Trystan Hart, EnduroCross champion for 2023. You saw this crazy finale last night on MAV TV. He'll be joining us this hour. Also, David Malukas, now with Arrow McLaren. He'll be here in the Freak Nation. So it's a big couple of hours of the Freaks coming up. And, of course, plenty of conversation about Formula One. Absolutely. Richie with a 8, Statman with a 7. Solid.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
One of the main reasons for poor vehicle performance is a dirty fuel system. It can cause decreased fuel economy and actually do harm to your engine over time. By adding Lucas fuel treatment to your vehicle, it cleans and lubricates the entire fuel system. Pump, carburetors, fuel injectors, and valves as you drive. It also improves your vehicle's performance. It's a non-solvent product designed to protect both gasoline and diesel engines. Lucas fuel treatment. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All-American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
We'll be talking about the Las Vegas Grand Prix for decades, whether or not there's a second or third Las Vegas Grand Prix. For weeks, locals just wanted it to go away, and drivers who were there this weekend wished they were somewhere else. But Formula One officials, the promoters, showed their true colors in the race, and that's greed. Apparently, an untested track was open for 20 of the most sophisticated cars and drivers in the world when it wasn't ready. $2 million pieces of machinery were destroyed in the process. That practice session was canceled after 8 minutes. The fans who paid thousands to watch that 8 minutes were thrown out. For their inconvenience, they were given $200 vouchers to spend at the track store. What that means is that they'll be able to buy T-shirts so they can brag about a bad memory. And to make matters worse, a 2-page release from F1 officials did everything but apologize for the mess. Things didn't improve until the race escaped the F1 deep state, was turned over to the teams, the cars, and drivers who knew how to do a race. Don't get caught up in manhole covers and cold, bad seats. This was a money grab and a portfolio play aimed at Wall Street. Global entertainment in the Nevada desert had little to do with the global race series and pre-race delays. What happened this weekend wasn't what was going on. Peace.
Your Statman Scat brought to you by our good friends at Lucas Oil. Do yourself a favor, Freak Nation. Go to lucasoil.com to check out a line of products to keep all of your rides in your garage, out on the water, talking about your boat, fat and happy. Go to lucasoil.com. lucasoil.com. Playing off the Statman Scat regarding Formula One. Of course, more conversation about the race in Las Vegas last night or this morning, depending on where the hell you were watching it from. Stat, you were referring to the debacle of millions of dollars worth of damage to some race cars, given the issue with the manhole cover.
It's a water valve cover.
Okay, water valve cover, and the issues that they had with that. But you're insinuating that there's something else going on in the background, that this really had zero to do about the racing side of things in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I believe that, and the people that I talked with, journalists and insiders, they all say that this was it was important for Liberty Media to establish this contract, this relationship with Las Vegas. That if they plan on selling the entity, they're not racers. They made a money play at the beginning. They spent reported as much as $8 billion to buy it in 2016.
To buy Formula One.
2017 to buy Formula One. And now they're talking about it being worth $20 billion. And that's why they don't want and Michael Andretti involved in it, taking money out of everybody's hands. And if you could put into the portfolio a 10-year agreement with Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, then that adds more to what the value of the sale is. So I don't think that's going to be. I don't think Liberty Media is going to be involved in this as owner, maybe as broadcaster, but I don't think they're going to be involved in this. Probably in 5 years, it'll be gone by then.
Wow, who would buy it though?
Somebody with $30 billion looking to make it 50.
Look at what happened with the PGA and Live Golf. I mean, who do you think's going to buy it?
Exactly. You know, if the Saudis
in other countries buy the stuff.
Yeah, so the Saudis were turned down once when they tried to buy Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to encourage people to come visit Riyadh, Jeddah, all the places, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, hey, come here. This is where Formula One is now. Come here and watch us. Qatar. So, yeah, I mean, Liberty Media is not going to be a long-term owner of this deal.
So you're giving them not even 5 more years. And basically, since that was going on, just so happened the race was on the cover of it all. But all this business for Las Vegas helps to increase the value of Formula One overall by another maybe potentially 10 billion.
Yeah, if you had a 10-year deal with Las Vegas, one of the great names in global entertainment, and we got a deal to hold a race here for 10 years, and we're selling it to you 5 of those years we're selling to you. That's a pretty heavy chip. Speaking of Vegas, that's a pretty heavy chip to bring to the table. So yeah, I mean, I don't have any. I'm just connecting dots here. I don't have anybody that's told me anything that is not available. But these people are not racers. The leading stockholder in Liberty Media is a guy named John Malone, who is worth 8 to 9, maybe $10 billion. Owns the leading landowner in the United States. Owns more land than the size of Rhode Island. So if he decides, I don't want to be a racer anymore, and if people are going to complain about manhole covers or seats that are cold and whatever, drunks that show up at the racetrack, I'm going to cash out of this thing. Who needs this anyway? I spent $8 billion. You're going to give me 30 now? Cool. I'm out of here.
There were 80. What did you say again, Richie?
82 overtakes for the Vegas Grand Prix, which is second most on the season.
What do you chalk that up to? Because you take the Vegas course, and I saw this on numerous courses across the Formula One circuit. It's so different than a lot of the circuits for Formula One, where there aren't as many turns as a number of them. There aren't as many inclines or declines. What do you attribute this to, Statman? Why do we see so many overtakes? And of course, frankly, I didn't think we were going to see it.
Well, it's wide, number one.
The track was, in several places, the track was wide. There were a lot of straights. Most overtaking happens in braking. So there were places where you go from high speed to slow down for a turn. So that's where there were two zones where they opened up I can't think of the name of it now. They opened up the wing so that you get more able to pass. And even at the end, when we mentioned earlier, when Charles Leclerc passed Sergio Perez at the end of the race, like two corners from the end. And yeah, I mean, that was what they wanted to do. Once the race was taken out of the hands of what I call the deep state, Formula One, and all the backroom shenanigans going on, buying and selling a product, once it became a race, then it was a pretty interesting show where you wondered who was going to win. There were a lot of guys that aren't normally in the front, like Ocon and Gasly, and guys that were normally in the midfield or back. And, some of the guys in the front, like Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton, were in the back. So, yeah, there was a lot of passing going on of guys that normally in the front of the pack had to get up there. So I had to pass a lot of cars to do it.
Look, we hire Richie for a reason. If anything, we just need a millennial on the show. and if a millennial can stay engaged for a full Formula One show, that's a good judge of a race for me. And if, Richie, you were intrigued by the 90 minutes of Formula One racing, and you said Twitter X was blowing up before, during, and after?
Exactly, which I did not expect because it was happening at 1 a.m. Eastern time. I thought it was going to be a dead timeline, qualifying, dead timeline. The race, absolutely ablaze with people talking about the race.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing live. I recorded it, planning to fall asleep and watch it in the morning. But I watched the whole thing live.
Your Max Verstappen Red Bull with you, so you could stay awake.
Exactly. I had my Max Verstappen Red Bull and my flag, and I was cheering for him the whole way.
I'm sure you were.
Imagine if this race was playing a significant role in the championship.
Ooh.
How bonkers it would have been.
Let's hope that happens next year.
Do you think there would have been as many overtakes, for the lack of a better word? How many passes? You got about a minute.
Yeah, it was interesting racing. The track was flat. There was a little rise, but the track basically was flat. Got a chance for the guys to show off their driving skill.
Yeah, for a race with no stakes, I think that's what surprised me the most. Like there was no stakes in that race. There was no reason for a lot of people to be as interested or as entertained as they were, and they were. And the show was great, which is really, really hard to do.
And I want to continue this conversation with Formula One, which is why we're doing this show live for you tonight anyway, damn it. But we're going to hear from we're going to hear from Max Verstappen talking about the racing in Las Vegas and an awkward moment with Sergio Perez. That's all coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Good friend.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
This segment brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. Go to GeneralTire.com to find the right tire for your righteous ride, man. You got a crap ton of weather coming your way. You got winter in the works. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires, Freak Nation. Go to GeneralTire.com. That's GeneralTire.com. We got some awkward moments with Sergio Perez and Bruce Buffer coming up. And Max Verstappen, spectacle versus racing. Something that he talked about prior to his win in Las Vegas that we're going to get to. But how about an abbreviated version of Crash Gladys, Pit News, and Notes, Crasher?
It's only abbreviated because technically, sorry, Formula One, in America, it is the off season, but there were a few events going on. EnduroCross is now in their off season because of the massive finale that they had last night in Reno. 3 guys entered four mathematically entered the finale weekend with a mathematical chance to win the championship. So here we go. 3 motos last night. You saw it on MAV TV. Enter Colton Haker. We had him on the show just last Sunday. He takes moto number 1. He takes moto number 2. I think it was moto number 1 was a last lap pass. Just all the action was amazing. Then moto 3 comes in. The third and final moto was going to decide who was going to be the championship. Wow. Trystan Hart takes the whole shot. And on paper, Trystan Hart, whole shot to the win. But that's not how things shook out. At several moments during this race, the riders are within just a couple of seconds of each other. All the championship contenders. It was very tight. Trystan Hart takes the moto win, which makes his average work for the overall win for the night, finishing his moto second, then third, then the first. And because of that, the points, Trystan Hart is your champion. First time ever for him in the EnduroCross series. So props. Massive finale weekend. If you're not a fan now, you need to get to know this series. EnduroCross on Instagram. Get to see what they're doing.
And he'll be joining us coming up in about 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yep.
But of course, the champion here. The Baja 1000 was this weekend. This was the second longest race in score history. Yes, it's the Baja 1000. This year's race ended up being 1,300 and, well, round up a little bit, 1,311 miles. It started at La Paz, went up through the mountains. This was a rough course, but champions always come through. Bryce Menzies with the win, also Andy McMillan and Gustavo Vildasola Jr., your overall winners. Now, fresh off his first NASCAR Xfinity win, get this. Riley Herbst took the class win in the trophy truck spec class. He was joined by his dad, who hadn't been behind the wheel in over 6 years. So this was a great feel-good story as well. They got 8th overall. Now let's talk about it. The Las Vegas Grand Prix. We've been talking about it all show anyway. Formula One, their debut in Las Vegas, came into the weekend with a slew of negativity. Locals were upset, and then Thursday blows up with water valve cover, basically taking out 1-2 cars. Bottom line, though, when it came showtime, Vegas delivered. Like Richie said, 82 passes in this race, when the Formula One average on a typical race is in the 30s, if not lower. This was what the fans paid for. They overall, arguably, got what they paid for when it came time to deliver on race time. Max Verstappen was your winner. And don't just look at that on paper either and say, oh, yeah, well, he's won just about everything this year. He had to earn this one. Loads of passes, lots of fun. Well done, the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Crash Gladys, the abbreviated version of Pit News and Notes. Again, brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. Go to GeneralTire.com to find the tires for all your rides, SUV, sports car, sedan, passenger car. They've got them. Winter weather's coming up. Make sure you have a new set of General Tires. Go to GeneralTire.com. More on Formula One. Didn't see this. Richie and Crasher pointed it out to me. It is a very awkward moment where Bruce Buffer is introducing the drivers. And according to, if you're watching us on MAV TV, you'll see this awkwardness between Sergio Perez and Bruce Buffer, where Sergio just kind of looking around like, what the hell do I? All right, just give a watch on what happened between Bruce Buffer and Sergio Perez.
For reigning champions, Red Bull. He's a multiple race winner from Mexico. It's Sergio Checo
what they're doing there.
That is so good.
I mean, he says Sergio, Checo, Perez, and he's slamming the microphone in Sergio's face. And then they just stop and they stand there and they're both kind of staring at each other like, now what? Okay. And I think even Perez said, where do I go?
Can we watch that one more time? All right.
For reigning champions, Red Bull. He's a multiple race winner from Mexico. It's Sergio Checo Perez.
Go ahead, Richie.
Richie, he's right. Yeah.
Now say it again, Richie.
It's like the stare down of a main event for a mixed martial arts boxing match, and Sergio gets within probably a foot of Bruce Buffer's face, and they're just staring at each other. This is for our radio audience, and they have no idea what's happening.
Neither one of them do. Yeah. It's very weird.
Max Verstappen spoke to the press again a few times, but one in particular is there's a sound bite. It's 2.5 minutes. There's a couple of sound bites here and this is prior to him, of course, winning the race, what Max Verstappen thought about the race and thought about Las Vegas. Pretty descriptive on what he felt or how he felt about the fans and the race itself.
I feel like, of course, a kind of show element is important, but I lack emotion. And for me, when I was a little...
What?
He likes emotion? The Drago face Verstappen likes emotion?
The emotionless?
The emotionless driver on the planet? Makes a cadaver look like a freaking spectacular dolphin?
Just listen to what he says here, Kenny.
Yes.
For the love
Okay.
of goodness,
All right.
he actually makes some good points. So
He
one
does.
more time,
Okay.
he'll ever do so.
All right, Statman loves it when I crack on Verstappen. So when he said throw everything on red, is he betting on Ferrari?
Oh, bum.
Like that. And oh yeah, those legendary tracks, Coda, Austin, been there for what, 8 years? Come on.
No, I
All
just
right.
think it's interesting.
30
He
seconds,
says
Crasher.
anywhere
30
on a
seconds.
street circuit that any street circuit, I forget how he phrased it. Nowhere on a street circuit does an F1 car come alive.
Bro.
Kind of put that to that didn't age well. Let's put it that way, because last night cars were alive, drivers were alive, the race was alive.
Freak Nation, his name is Trystan Hart. A hell of a finish last night on MAV TV. EnduroCross champion. Trystan.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Lucas Oil, it works.
I run Lucas Oil.
It doesn't matter if you're on the water,
Driving to work,
or competing in a sold-out stadium.
Lucas Oil products will help you get the most out of your vehicle.
Monster Jam has run Lucas Oil in and on our trucks for over 10 years.
we wouldn't run anything else.
Lucas Oil, the official oil of Monster Jam.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.traceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Hey, Dad, what are you going to buy at the store today?
I'm out of Lucas Oil fuel treatment, so let's jump in here and grab us some.
Well, do they have the Lucas Oil Parts Cleaner and Degreaser?
I bet they do.
Well, how about the Lucas Oil Power Steering Fluid?
You know, they'll have that too.
Even the Octane Booster?
I won't be surprised if they do.
My favorite red and tacky grease?
Yes, they will, babe.
Dad, when we're done, can we grab some candy?
Deal, but you gotta share.
Awesome! Lucas works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code FIT or text FIT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text FIT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Back with the Freaks, 23 plus years of doing this thing from the Lucas Oil Studios, the Freak Radio Network, and of course on MAV TV. EnduroCross wrapped up last night in Reno. We got your champion here in the Freak Nation, Trystan Hart, joining the Freaks. And Trystan, looking at your trek through the EnduroCross series this year, you didn't give yourself a shot at all over the first couple of races, and now here you go, doing what you needed to do last night in Reno to win this championship. When did you have any inclination that you could win this damn thing?
Yeah, I mean, it started off pretty rough. I got 2 5th places. It was a long time since I had a 5th place, and I got 2 back-to-back to start the year. So my phone was pretty quiet after those. No one was talking to me. I don't think anyone was talking about me, and I was definitely not in the conversation for the championship. And then we got a new suspension setting, and I also I skipped on a trip to Europe. I didn't go to a race I was supposed to, and got some extra rest that I think made a big difference. And I won round 3 and 4, and then there was just a massive turning point in the series. Johnny Walker, he won the first 2, and he won all 6 motos. So he was at that point it was almost a for sure thing he was going to win the championship, I guess everyone would be saying. Mm-hmm. And then I won those next 2 races, and he kind of was off his game. He got a 4th and a 2nd or a 3rd maybe. So he was making little mistakes that normally he didn't do. And, then the next one, I got a 2nd and he got a 3rd. And I think the championship pressure kind of got to him. And it was pretty similar to what happened to me last year. I had a big points lead, and I kind of cracked under pressure. So I knew exactly what he was going through, and, the pressure that goes along with being expected to maintain the points lead, which he had at that point.
Trystan Hart, EnduroCross champion for 2023. Of course, what you saw the finale last night on MAV TV. Are you saying that, and again, you hear Supercross riders talk about this for the motocross season where their body is just beat up so much from the Supercross season. Are you saying that trip to Europe maybe helped your body to where you could be in tip-top shape for the rest of the EnduroCross season?
Yeah, so I had 2 races in Europe in between the EnduroCross. So I went to one, got another 5th. So I had 3 5ths back-to-back, which I've never done that before. So that was new. And then there was another one in Germany, and I ended up not going due to a couple of reasons. I got sick and some other stuff too. So I rested up for a week instead of taxing my body even more. And then I came back and finished the season strong from there on out. So it was a pretty good decision, I'll say.
Oh, without question. Trystan, you mentioned I believe it was your first answer, that last year when you had a pretty good points lead, you cracked under pressure. Last night was nothing but pressure, and you did no cracking whatsoever. You went into that last moto. Did you have to win in order to clinch the title? And how did you just basically compose yourself to make it happen?
Yeah, so going into the night, it was a pretty tricky situation because not only did I have to win, but Johnny had to get 3rd because he was 7 points in front of me. So even if I did everything I could in one, there was a chance I still wasn't going to win the championship because I needed someone to have a good night and beat Johnny. And if he was on his game, I mean, not many guys could beat Johnny. So I was a little unsure on how it was all going to play out, but it was a lot less pressure than last year because, I mean, there wasn't it wasn't super high percentage that I was going to win, I'll say, because I needed someone to beat Johnny. And so I just went into the night pretty chill, honestly. Like, it was one of the least stressful races I've ever done in my life. And that might be crazy for some people to believe because it was my first EnduroCross championship on the line. But honestly, I was just super cool and wasn't too stressed. And kind of the first moto, I almost won. 1 lap to go. Colton got me. I got 2nd. The second moto, I kind of had a crash, blew that a bit, and came back to 3rd. And then the last one, it was probably the craziest race of my life and everyone else that's ever seen an EnduroCross race because there was 6 of us battling the last 5 laps, and Johnny was in there, Colton was in there, Cody Webb, Cooper, and me. And I got the win in that, and Colton crashed, and Johnny, I think, went backwards too. And I just saw my mechanic running to me after the finish line, and I just started revving my bike and doing a burnout because I'm like, I must have won.
Oh, so you still weren't told it yet, but clearly you could tell by body language that you were the champ.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure, but this series I feel like has taken a couple championships away from me. So I'm like, there's no way the EnduroCross gods took another one from me. So I was just celebrating. I'm like, I had to have won this one.
So now what do you do to celebrate? Did you have a big party last night to celebrate, or are you still in kind of quasi business mode, wrap up a few things before the holidays and then you can celebrate?
No, we celebrated last night. We all went out to the casino and won some money, lost some money, had some drinks, and had a good time, and stayed up way too late.
Nope. That was a celebration. Nope. Never too late.
Yeah.
Trystan Hart is the EnduroCross champion. He kind of glossed over this, but from what I read and the report last night, Colton won the first 2 motos, and then he dropped way off. I guess from what you're saying, you were just out there. What happened? How did you win?
Yeah, I mean, the way EnduroCross has been the last 2 or 3 years, like, no matter what happens, the first moto or the second moto, going into the last one, nothing is for sure. Like, you're not guaranteed anything in EnduroCross right now. So you have to fight every lap and every position. You have to fight for that. And it showed last night. I was pretty much guaranteed a 2nd overall, which may or may not have been good enough to win the championship. And I found myself in the lead with 4 or 5 laps to go. And Colton was actually in 3rd. So if it would have stayed like that, he would have got the win and I would have got 2nd. But then I think Cody Webb hit his rear tire, made him crash, and then he had another crash after that. So he got a 6th, which I think gave me the overall by 1 point. So that was a pretty crazy way to end the night. And honestly, I mean, that one might go down in history as the craziest race ever in EnduroCross.
That's so crazy in any activity when the entire championship comes down to 2 or 3 laps after a whole season. And that's the way it was with you. That must have made the celebration that much better last night.
Yeah, the whole thing came down to 6-minute. I mean, I've been doing EnduroCross now 11 years, and it all came down to 1 6-minute moto to get a championship. And that sounds like a crazy situation, but like I said, I was just super cool, and it really didn't faze me. I was pretty comfortable I was going to win that last moto. I got the whole shot, which I knew was going to be key because we were all pretty similar in speed. And then the rest was really history after that.
It was really fun to watch. I mean, we were on the edges of our seats. We're just like, oh, wait, what just happened? Wait, they're all together.
But can I chime in here just a second before you get the hell out of here? Trystan Hart, your EnduroCross champion. A dude that parties after a race win like that doesn't have, if you look behind you, doesn't have go-go yogurt or go-go applesauce. Look behind you, man. What the hell is that?
That's actually, is my friend's van. That's his food.
Sure it is.
Our daughter uses those.
Who the hell parties with go-go yogurt or go-go applesauce, man? Look at that behind you.
Yeah, we definitely try and eat pretty good, and we're definitely, when I say party, it's not like normal people's party. It was probably 3 or 4 drinks, and I'm like blacked out, I'll say.
Yeah, because you have to be healthy all the rest of your season. So yeah,
alcohol hits me hard.
All right, so what is? Let's wrap it up. Trystan Hart, what do you do from now? What do you do now? Frankly,
I'm gonna be taking 5 or 6 weeks vacation now, so won't be on a dirt bike for over a month. So I'm already kind of looking forward to riding again, but it's also important that I give my body the rest so I can come back next year and try and repeat, which would be pretty massive to repeat. So that's the goal.
Attaboy. Freak Nation, Trystan Hart, your 2023 EnduroCross champion, which again, you saw the series on MAV TV and a hell of a final last night. So much for freaking playoffs. No playoffs needed for the EnduroCross season. Nope. Holy smokes. Buddy, happy holidays to you, man. Thanks for taking time out to join us here in the Freak Nation, man.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Dude's a badass. Trystan Hart, again, your 2023 EnduroCross champion. You saw the finale, crazy finale last night on MAV TV. More freaks coming up. Speedfreaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Lucas Oil, it works.
I run Lucas Oil.
It doesn't matter if you're on the water,
driving to work,
or competing in a sold-out stadium.
Lucas Oil products will help you get the most out of your vehicle.
Monster Jam has run Lucas Oil in and on our trucks for over 10 years.
we wouldn't run anything else.
Lucas Oil, the official oil of Monster Jam.
Well, Freak Nation, how about a new set of General Tires as we roll into fall? Now through the end of October, purchase 4 qualifying light truck SUV tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. That's right. Find out how? Go to GeneralTire.com. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires as the seasons change and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card with 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. That's right. General Tire, the official tire of the Freaks.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up for one amazing party. Go to www.traceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Hey, Dad, what are you going to buy at the store today?
I'm out of Lucas Oil fuel treatment, so let's jump in here and grab us some.
Well, do they have the Lucas Oil parts cleaner and degreaser?
I bet they do.
Well, how about the Lucas Oil power steering fluid?
You know, they'll have that too.
Even the octane booster?
I won't be surprised if they do.
My favorite red and tacky grease?
Yes, they will, babe.
Dad, when we're done, can we grab some candy?
Deal, but you gotta share.
Awesome! Lucas works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
You're listening to Speedfreaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
A big second hour, Freak Nation. Coming up this hour, your TransAm champion, Christopher C. Dyson, will be here in the Freak Nation. IndyCar Series pilot, now running for Arrow McLaren for the 2024 season. David Malukas will be here in the Freak Nation. Be sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, therefore you're on Facebook. And if you're not familiar with Speed Freaks, man, we've been doing this for over 23 years. Started on one little old radio station in Los Angeles. Now we're on 90-plus stations across the country, including Maximus, Sirius XM, and every audio app that you can imagine. And now, again, with our fine folks at MAV TV, happy to be a part of this big old thing. Lots of Formula One conversation last hour. I'm sure we'll have more this second hour, given what it did or didn't do, depending on what side of the fence you're on with Formula One. We'll talk more about that. Statman Scat coming up as well. But talked a little bit about this last hour. And let me back up a second. Crasher and I have been married for many years, all right? We have a 9-year-old daughter with us. And anyone that has a son or daughter that's an athlete, they know all about tournaments or playing games with whatever sport that volleyball, soccer, football, baseball, they're all tournaments. And our daughter is a soccer player. She's playing with the club soccer team. So there's tournaments. And the game today, Sunday, was supposed to be later in the morning where I might be able to stay up, see a little EnduroCross championship run on MAV TV, then float into Formula One. No. What happened with her game, it was part of her game on Saturday was rained out. So they moved it to today, but earlier, 7:30 earlier.
Way earlier.
That game is 30 minutes from here. They need to be there
30 minutes early.
Yeah, she needs to be there at 7 o'clock. And it's her and her friend who are staying here at the house with us. So we got 2 9-year-olds that we've got to get to bed and then get up at 5:30, 5:45, slap them in the car. Here, eat some freaking Fig Newtons, get some energy, and we're going to get you to the game.
That's no lie.
So what is a fine, respectable, dedicated father do? Statman, Crash, Richard C. Suave. I had every intention of getting to bed. I had to blow off the EnduroCross. I had to blow off Formula One so I could get to bed and be rested to assistant coach my daughter's team. Okay? That didn't happen. Well, I got to bed early.
Yeah.
But I took an Ambien because I wanted to sleep solid, get to bed fast. Bam, I'd be out. Alarm would go off at 5:30. I'd be up. The problem was I picked up my damn phone when I took the Ambien. And that's after about 4 Jack and Cokes, okay? Texas won, so I was stoked. Who knows what freaking Texas alumni was freaking tweeting at last night or Xing at?
Here's the deal. We have a history of this at this household. Ambien and cell phones never mix.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line. And
well, Ambiens and life don't mix. You need to have every intention to go to sleep.
Right.
Don't walk around the house working out. And so, no. When you take an Ambien, you go to freaking bed, lights out.
Get
okay?
horizontal, make the room dark. Bye.
I picked up my damn phone, saw Richie busting his butt with our social media on MAV TV with this EnduroCross race. And evidently, I started watching EnduroCross.
Evidently.
Well, I woke up this morning, felt pretty good, still a little groggy from the Ambien. You know, it kind of gives you that feeling. Might be hungover a little bit. Picked up my phone, like again, any decent human does, to make sure the world's not on fire. And what are these texts? What's this one text with all caps? What's this one text with a heart in it? What's Crash doing? Crash comes upstairs. Good morning. Hey, what's going on? Because she zonked out with wine in her hand.
Oh, yeah.
So
I have a story.
I said, Crash, what were you doing emailing somebody last night? And,
I'm
what?
like, what are you talking about?
I don't do all caps. What the hell's going?
Well, you're showing me on your phone.
On my phone.
And I'm like, Kenny,
right?
That's your phone.
Yep.
Those are your texts. And who was this to?
You know what? If there wasn't evidence, I would deny that this happened.
AI did it. It was AI.
Right. It was AI.
Nope. Who was it to?
I was texting the president of MAV TV.
Over and over and over.
Thank you. Not once.
You gotta read at least one.
I am.
You gotta read at least one.
Not twice. He's probably not going to appreciate me. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Shut up with the claps. So this started, my first text was at oh my gosh. My first text was at 9:47. And remember, this is the president of a major network. Dude. Okay. He gave it a thumbs up. Dude. Watching EnduroCross. Stop. So much we could add outside of social. Heart it. Exclamation. First of all, everything is spelled correctly here.
Okay, good.
And then he texts back, Moto 2 was hectic, exclamation. Like, please, Kitty, don't text me again. Oh, yes, I do. Racing, baby, period. It's why we're here, period. In capital letters, LFG, period.
No.
He didn't stop. He didn't respond to that one. Oh. In all caps.
All caps.
All caps. The coverage looks FI''NG, effing greatness. Nice work, period. If we can belp, we're here for you. There's 1, 2, 3 more.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry to the folks who are watching us and or listening that get secondhand embarrassment really, really bad. Because
are you embarrassed for me, Richie?
I think yes. Yes.
You guys are screaming at each other across the country. You know, I mean, you got all caps raging back and forth across the world.
No, it was he just texted once, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I waited until I calmed down this morning.
No. Hold on.
What?
The story's not over yet,
right.
because I knew something was going on when Richie and I get a text of you making a video of EnduroCross. And it turns out this is live on our social media. This is live on official Speedfreaks Instagram.
You can go to it now.
You went live.
And I've watched some of it. You know, I was never a dude that could listen to my air checks or go back and watch shows to critique myself. It's so painful. But I went back and watched this, and it's so freaking painful. I'm on my phone like this going, okay, I don't look that drunk, right?
Hey, the mood lighting was great.
You like that?
The mood lighting was top notch.
Omar gets in the shot, our cat. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm Instagramming live Instagram, and it starts out on me, and then I turn it, and my phone is live coverage on MAV TV of the final race of EnduroCross. Like, what a jerk. I'm going to get a freaking cease and desist from my own boss.
That you were texting last night.
Honestly, I'm glad you're telling this story, because when I was on Instagram last night for MAP TV, and I saw that Speedfreaks was live, and I was like, why in the world is Speedfreaks live right now? We should not be live. Nobody told me about this. And I did not watch it because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to be watching. I don't want to see this.
If anybody knows about our social accounts, it's Richie. So you saw it going live, and you're like, what?
No. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that you knew how to go live on Instagram on Ambien and with Jack and Coke in your system. Because I don't even know how to go live on Instagram, so I kind of have to give you some plaudits for that.
Gosh. And I don't remember it. My cat makes an appearance in the video.
That's
but
probably how you worked it out. Omar said, hey, do it this way. You know?
Or Omar goes, oh no, my boss, my
human boss,
my owner is on Ambien. I got to get him off. He probably tried to step on my phone.
He's like pawing at the phone. Well, meanwhile, back to that sleep conversation.
Right.
We've got Henley, our daughter, and her friend sleeping right next door to you.
Yep.
And you're getting all excited with this EnduroCross finale. And and that's all on video too on the Speedfreaks Instagram. And then she comes in. If you watch this to the very end, she comes in, Dad, I can't sleep. Dad.
She didn't get on video, thank goodness.
No, but you can hear it.
Oh my God.
And then Kenny just goes to, oh, sorry, babe. And that's all on the video. Oh, sorry, babe.
I just like that Richie's embarrassed for me.
I am. It's been a while since I've gotten like red-faced on a show, and this is the first time it's happened in a while.
What did you call it? Secondary embarrassment?
Secondhand embarrassment.
What?
Yeah. You didn't know that was a thing?
No.
Yeah, this is a thing. Yeah, people get it all the time. I have a bunch of friends that have that where they can't watch something that's super duper awkward because it gives them anxiety. Yeah.
Secondhand
You live in an entirely different time zone, don't you?
Gosh. All right.
Okay, so then that went into Formula One?
Yes. Yeah, it did.
And you don't remember that either?
No, I don't. We got a break. So there you go. Jack Daniels, Ambien, Formula One, and EnduroCross don't mix, Freak Nation. His name is David Malukas. He's now running for Arrow McLaren IndyCar Series for 2024. He joins us next.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
One of the main reasons for poor vehicle performance is a dirty fuel system. It can cause decreased fuel economy and actually do harm to your engine over time. By adding Lucas fuel treatment to your vehicle, it cleans and lubricates the entire fuel system, pump, carburetors, fuel injectors, and valves as you drive. It also improves your vehicle's performance. It's a non-solvent product designed to protect both gasoline and diesel engines. Lucas fuel treatment. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
So David Malukas back in the Freak Nation. He's been in here several times, and we try to get some good sound bites out of the guy. You don't have to try. This guy just drops all kinds of bombs. I tee it up, and he goes for it. But Malukas, how you doing, buddy, now with this new gig?
I am doing very, very good. Can't stop smiling. Every day I wake up and I smile. Go to bed, I'm smiling. I'm dreaming, I'm smiling. It's living the best life that I can here at Arrow McLaren.
Can I share something with you? Given the fact that you're hopping to a team where you know damn well, and I'm not knocking any of your previous teams, but it's nice to hop into a team. And I bring this up to point knowing that when you reach over there, hit the key and turn the engine on, it's going to start. Because with this interview that we had with you last time, watch this. That's you here in the Freak Nation, and that's no audio.
Oh, that was on you, Kenny, not David or his former team.
Yeah.
Wait, we had no audio.
Yeah, no audio, buddy.
And that was a damn good interview, too.
Oh, it was so good. There's so many good clips from that.
I know.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
So my point was this is you're hopping on a team that is incredible when it comes to production of a race car and performance on a racetrack that I hope you don't have to deal with Speed Freaks every now and then. Learning how to provide audio on an awesome interview. That was kind of sucked butt that we couldn't put that thing on air.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That was a really good interview. High energy too, right after the
Mhm.
race. There's a lot of good bits that you could have collected from that. Oh, I'm so sad. I was so excited for that to go up, and oh man, there's no
Yeah.
audio. Well,
Yeah, that, of course, was post-race Worldwide Technology Raceway, where, again, you finished on the podium. And now with Arrow McLaren, it's a team that a lot of drivers would like to be a part of. Can you run us through beginning to end on when you started to get the contact of, wow, this might be possible?
so it first started to come together in Nashville. That's when I first started to talk to Zach and Sam Schmidt. They obviously showed interest and told me about the possibility. And very soon after that, I'd say it all kind of got wrapped up within a month. So going into the final few races of the season, I already knew. And I was trying very much to keep it within me to not spoil or say anything about it. So yeah, it was really good. I tried to do like little hints on my Instagram stories and stuff. Nobody noticed. I was putting like the papaya colors everywhere, trying to hint at it, little Easter eggs, but nobody caught on. Actually, I think somebody caught on at Laguna. I took a picture of the corkscrew and I was like, wow, what an incredible place. And there's actually a bunch of Arrow McLaren people right at the bottom of the hill. So somebody pointed that out. They're like, oh, foreshadowing.
Yay, somebody's paying attention out there. So basically, let's go back to that interview without audio after your podium at Worldwide Technology Raceway. You knew then, and you gave us no Easter eggs, or at least we wouldn't know because we have no audio.
Yes, I couldn't say anything, but I was so excited in the back of my head. I really wish I could say something, but I did a really good job keeping it in. It felt a very long time for me every
Did
week.
they ask you?
Nice.
They ask you just to do your best to keep quiet, or we're going to have to let you go before we even hire you?
Well, I mean, it probably wasn't that serious, but that's how I took it, because I'm like Arrow McLaren, and they're like, you got to stay quiet. And I'm like, okay, I won't say anything. I won't do anything. Whatever you want, I'm doing it. But yeah, I was trying to, and the thing, it was actually a lot of fun seeing all the fans and the community trying to figure out what's going on and where I'm going when I already know the spiel of not just me, but all the drivers. And I'm just sitting in the background, just eating my snacks, just hee, nobody knows.
That's tremendous. Now, you just said, whatever they say, I'll do. Hold on, though. I know you're relocating from Chicago to Indianapolis. That's awesome. But that was your decision, not theirs, correct?
Yes, that was my decision. So that's something that I've always dealt with going throughout my whole racing career, is that I want to be near the shop, wherever it may be. So since they're based down in Indy, that for me was obviously my call to go down there. And I'm very excited. I've been wanting to move to Indy just to be, near all the drivers, and all the people that I now know all live in Indy. So I think for me, it's going to be better. And I've wanted to make that decision. But since I was with DCR previously, they're right down the street from me, 15 minutes here in Chicago. So I just want to be near the shop, so I could be with the guys, be with the team, especially now that it's new. Everything's new for me, and there's a lot of people. I want to build all the chemistries, build the relationships. So by the time next season starts, we already have our lingo, and we're already having a blast out on track.
So who's giving you the best advice as to where to live? Is it your teammates, either Pato or Alexander Rossi, or like we talked about in the past with you a couple of times, your idol, Scott Dixon?
Yes, so I actually managed to talk to Scott Dixon about it when I was at the Milwaukee Mile, because we were both at the press conference. And so far, everybody I've talked to, from drivers to mechanics to engineers to just people in Indy, everybody says Carmel is where you want to be. So I will be moving in the Carmel area.
Zionsville's not too bad. I'm a Zionsville graduate. I got to say, I'm a little biased to that area as well. But yeah, you can't go wrong. Indianapolis is a great city. You're gonna love it. Just don't swim with Pat McAfee in the Broad Ripple River.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good. I'll remember that.
Has there been team meetings with the other drivers at this point?
Yes, there has been. We've done, a few different couple of meetings. Here at Arrow McLaren, they're very structured. They have, plans for everything. And I've managed to actually test with both drivers. I tested with Pato in Sebring, and I tested here with Rossi at Indy. So managed to get already a feel with both drivers, talking with them, communicating, and overall as just the team in general. And so far it's been very good. Pato and Rossi are very good in their own ways. So it's just, I'm trying to absorb as much information and write as many notes as I can. So when I come home, I kind of just study between the two and make sure that I'm very much ready when 24 comes.
I just don't know with Alexander Rossi, such a bombastic, loud, suck the air out of the room personality, how you two are going to get along.
It's a really good relationship, I think, for the three of us. It's kind of like Rossi's going to be our dad taking us to the track. That's kind of the way things have been shaping up, especially through content day. I just recently did a previous podcast and they asked, if you did a road trip, who's driving and who's in the back seat? And I'm like, well, me and Pato are definitely in the back seat listening to some jams when Rossi's driving us to the track, because that's just the relationship it is. It's the dad taking the kids to the track.
So what are the jams? I mean, if this is Pops taking you guys to the track, what are his jams?
Well, Rossi's jams are, they're I guess you'd say they're like alternative or more like, I don't know, like music you would listen to at like a campfire. Like, I don't really know. It's nothing really like intense. So for me, it's very just mellow and same kind of beat throughout. It's not really for me. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't have the aux.
So wait a minute. Is Rossi like Tom Petty, Eagles, or is it even more is it more alternative? Like you did say alternative. Not alternative.
I don't really know, because I'm not really in that realm of music. For me, it's like that's just something I never really kind of listened to. It's something that it's good to play in the background when you're studying at a coffee shop, but I didn't know people listen to that all the time, like on a daily. So I don't know.
Real?
Yeah. So I don't know. That's, to me, it sounds like his taste in music is like background music.
So it's yacht rock.
Maybe.
Yeah. I guess that's a way of putting it. Yeah.
What is Malukas's I mean, what's your basically your playlist?
Well, my playlist has an incredible variety. I listen to so many different genres of music, but let me pull up my gateway playlist that I created just to get kind of a feeling for it. So I have Spin Me Around. Right, yeah. So I have Spin Me Around, Dead or Alive, Smooth Criminal, Michael Jackson, Ella Bella Sola by Peso Pluma. We got Cantina Band by John Williams from Star Wars. A lot of variety there. We have Rasputin, great song. But we also have some more recent stuff like Post Malone, Olivia Rodrigo, Master of Puppets, Metallica, Frank Sinatra. I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan. So that's, I guess, something that people were a little bit surprised by. But it's a large variety. Allures en Danse, which is like a French song. I really like that. So
this is
variations.
This is your playlist. This is what you roll into. I mean, you're listening to this before you hop in the cockpit?
Oh yeah, like this is the stuff that I listen to. There's also a few songs that are more like kind of like get you up, motivating, like you could do this, kind of like that type of stuff to get you in the game. But anytime I do that, I get a little bit too excited and I make some stupid moves. So I kind of just listen to some Michael Jackson, just something that gets me in the mood.
Smooth Criminal, love that song. So wait a minute, you just called that your gateway playlist. That was your St. Louis playlist. Do you have a different playlist for every track?
Well, this is just the one that I created for IndyCar for Gateway. But yes, there's some variations depending on the time of the season, if it's spring or summer, and what tracks fit it best. Spin Me Around is definitely a Gateway classic, or Around the World. Those are normally oval songs for me.
It's awesome. Hey, buddy, happy New Year. Happy holidays. I know it's only freaking October. We just thought we'd get it over with right now, right?
Well, to me, it's not getting it over with. I love these moments. I love you guys, Speed Freaks. That's the way to go.
Perfect.
Malukas,
right.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a blast as always.
Motorsports Radio redefined.
Lucas Oil, it works.
I run Lucas Oil.
It doesn't matter if you're on the water,
driving to work,
or competing in a sold-out stadium.
Lucas Oil products will help you get the most out of your vehicle.
Monster Jam has run Lucas Oil in and on our trucks for over 10 years.
We wouldn't run anything else.
Lucas Oil, the official oil of Monster Jam.
whatever you do, General Tire delivers. The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Hey, Dad, what are you going to buy at the store today?
I'm out of Lucas Oil fuel treatment, so let's jump in here and grab us some.
Well, do they have the Lucas Oil parts cleaner and degreaser?
I bet they do.
Well, how about the Lucas Oil power steering fluid?
You know, they'll have that too.
Even the octane booster?
I won't be surprised if they do.
My favorite red and tacky grease?
Yes, they will, babe.
Dad, when we're done, can we grab some candy?
Deal, but you gotta share.
Awesome! Lucas works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. Three things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code FIT or text FIT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text FIT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Freak Nation, Chris Dyson, 2023 TransAm champion, joining us here in the Freak Nation. And it's always fantastic when he rolls in the Freaks, the Lucas Oil Studios. 23 plus years of doing this. And Dyson, it's another championship in your favor. But when you look at really what you've done and how you continue to do this, I don't understand why Chris Dyson isn't up there on Mount Rushmore discussions on you being such a dominant sports car pilot. Chris Dyson, are you one of the greatest sports car drivers ever in the history of mankind?
Well, I'll tell you, that's a hell of a lead question there, guys. You know, we're still actually, I think, in the point of active career. So, you know, for me to sit here and talk about all time stuff, it feels kind of retrospective. I'm not ready to do that. I mean, I like, you know, I've had a great career. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I think we've been successful and competitive kind of everywhere we've run. This is our 5th championship. We've finished in the top 2, I think, half the time we've been running in full season championships. I got a lot of great guys that I've been racing with my whole career. So to sit there and say I'm the greatest of all time. I mean, you know, one of my favorite sports heroes ever is the only guy I think that can lay claim to saying that.
Which is who?
The greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
There you
geez.
go. The OG goat.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm not saying I said Mount Rushmore. There's usually 4 heads on Mount Rushmore, Dyson.
Yeah, they're all dead and they were all presidents, and I'm neither of those.
Well, I think what I'm getting at, Chris, is really what you've done. These numbers, race wins, top 5s, championships. It's really tough to hold anybody in sports cars next to your name and your qualifications. It's fun to watch, and sometimes we get lost in the Max Verstappens of the world when, frankly, what you're doing is beyond bonkers, buddy.
Well, it's bonkers because I keep going, and I'm not. The one thing about racing that's amazing is it does tend to keep you young and energized, and I'm having as much fun right now at this point in my career as I've ever had. Just an absolute blast. It keeps me young. It keeps me fit. I still want to win every single weekend. I think until that feeling subsides, I'm going to stay at it.
Chris, you hear that a lot from not just race car drivers, but athletes of all sorts, that as long as you're having fun, you stick with it. And when the fun stops is when you'll consider retirement. But racing is all about fun. Even a disappointing day, you kind of look back and say, but I'm a race car driver. So yeah, you could go on for decades more, I would imagine.
I think honestly, it's the biggest thing is the recovery, and it's the time and it's the preparation that goes into it. And I think that, we push our bodies so hard in this game, obviously putting a lot of risk on the line, but you've got to be okay with that going in. I think more than anything else, it's really just as long as your eyesight can hold up and that you're okay with the travel, and that you can recover between the races. I have a busy life. I'm busy, actively involved in businesses outside of my life at the track. So there's really no let up. And, so I have to dig deep to go racing, but I love every minute of it. Like you said, anybody who's complaining, who's doing this, I think really has to try some other things.
That is such a good point. I'm not a race car driver by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, as I've gotten older over these last couple of decades, the travel does wear on you just a little bit. I considered myself invincible 2 decades ago. Let me take 5,000 red eyes in a year. I'll be fine. But it is different. And yes, the eyesight changes. Dang it, I'm looking at you in this interview right now like this with my arms so stretched out. So yeah, the fact that you are keeping yourself in good shape, you're doing it like that Tom Brady style, eating avocado ice cream or whatever your secrets are. But it's that just elevates your game. I guess what Kenny was saying with his accolades even more, the fact that you're willing to put in more effort. It's just hats off to you. It's been an amazing storyline to watch.
Well, the thing that's kind of crazy about it, and the thing that I'm so grateful for, is that, probably up 5-6 years ago, I wasn't sure if I was going to road race again. I'd been at it for 15 years. We'd gone through some factory programs that had been very demanding. And I wasn't sure where my career was going to go. And, my family was getting bigger. Business commitments were getting heavier. And I'm just grateful that I took that break, because it rejuvenated me and it made me really miss the driving. And I think just focusing on the racing and the craft, constantly pushing to get better, just trying to find that extra gear. I think that's what's been the most exciting part of this juncture of my career. And the fact that we're going out and getting success, we've brought some great new guys into the team. Generationally, there's some turnover, but I'm still going, and these guys are still putting great race cars under me. So it's a lot to be excited about every week. And obviously I'm thrilled to have won the third straight TransAm championship, with the Jim Weed car up front all year, working with Matt Brabham, just pushing me and setting these benchmarks and kind of trying to reestablish our standard. We had some really competitive entrants in the series this year who pushed us. These things don't come easily, and the success drives you, and I don't want to give up the title. I want to hang on to this one,
which is going to make the next couple of years on MAV TV even more fun to watch. Connor Zilic is like knocking at your door, Justin Marks, and you're like, nope, it's mine, baby.
Well, I'll tell you, the best thing about the TransAm racing is that you can't stand still. This is one of the last bastions of innovation as far as, unapologetic, monstrous cars. We've talked about that on this show before. Kind of goes without saying, but to be honest, when you really look at it, there's very few series out there right now that allow you to go out and innovate and push the limits and, really encourage high performance. I think our team excels at that challenge, but there's other entrants who are there and they want to knock us off. But, I say come and get it. This is a game where you've got to be willing to stand your ground and fight. And I don't think there's a series that puts on better battles and shows than the TransAm series, whether it's the TA series or the TA2. It's action-packed nonstop, and everybody wants to win these weekends.
Chris Dyson, I won't ask you how you rank against Rob Dyson, your dad. We talked about Mount Rushmore and so forth. But let me ask you, you've raced Bentley in a series, factory support. You're racing a Mustang now. Your factory support here is limited to none. Is TransAm better without factories and allowing the innovation that you talked about?
I think it's a double-edged sword. It's the series is not beholden to an agenda that creates the expectation that there has to be a level and balanced, everybody gets a trophy rule set. And by that, I mean, I've competed in series before where if you win and do well for a couple of weekends, you're clipped for a couple more and the other guy gets to win. And I understand from a marketing and, perspective of everybody needing to, show return on investment. I get that. But at the same time, there's a lot to be said for a situation where it's very high level of competition. The rule book allows for a lot of different entrants and a lot of different varieties of the manufacturers to come in and all be competitive without having to stage manage it. And I think that the money and investment that the manufacturers bring to the table is valuable, but I think sometimes it can be a detriment. And I think the benefit of the TransAm series is that it occupies this special niche historically of knowing exactly what it is, which is to say it's the most historic, fastest paced 100-mile sprint race, single driver road racing series in the country. And it's featuring, generally speaking, American cars and American drivers. And it's a series that's, I think, of all the racing series that I've raced in, one of the best known ones. It's got great brand equity. And I think that attracts entrants and it's at a good value point. And I think that, Tony Perella and the folks at TransAm have put together schedules as far as tracks where we're visiting all these historic and iconic venues where there's a lot of history. I mean, decades of history. And you see the entrance, you see the car count, the consistency of participation. You absolutely want manufacturers to come in, but I think that it's going to be on the series terms. And I like that because I know what happens when they come in. And I know what happens when the series are beholden to them. And thankfully, TransAm is neither of those.
Chris Dyson joining us here in the Freak Nation 3 times in a row. You're TransAm champion. It's incredible. CD, as always, man, thanks for doing this for us, buddy.
Always a pleasure, guys. We'll see you soon.
For reigning champions, Red Bull. He's a multiple race winner from Mexico. It's Sergio Checo Perez.
Speedfreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Lucas Oil, it works.
I run Lucas Oil.
It doesn't matter if you're on the water,
Driving to work,
or competing in a sold-out stadium.
Lucas Oil products will help you get the most out of your vehicle.
Monster Jam has run Lucas Oil in and on our trucks for over 10 years.
we wouldn't run anything else.
Lucas Oil, the official oil of Monster Jam.
For the Freak Nation.
whatever you do, General Tire delivers. The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. Let's go! Yeah! For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up for one amazing party. Go to WWTRaceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Hey, Dad, what are you going to buy at the store today?
I'm out of Lucas Oil fuel treatment, so let's jump in here and grab us some.
Well, do they have the Lucas Oil parts cleaner and degreaser?
I bet they do.
Well, how about the Lucas Oil power steering fluid?
You know, they'll have that too.
Even the octane booster?
I won't be surprised if they do.
My favorite red and tacky grease?
Yes, they will, babe.
Dad, when we're done, can we grab some candy?
Deal, but you gotta share.
Awesome! Lucas works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
That's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code FIT or text FIT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text FIT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Back with the Freaks, Freak Nation. I think maybe Mav TV's already cut us off after what happened. The first me explaining what happened between my Ambien and Jack Daniels and Cokes, and I wasn't driving, I wasn't operating any heavy machinery, and I'm not advocating this.
Phone.
I just need
cell phone. Then you could have started a war with that heavy machinery.
That's right. I'm texting a very important person in our life. You're right. That was dangerous, Dad. Oh my gosh.
Of course, referencing back to the top of this second hour of the show, in which, Kenny and Ambien, they're not friends. Not friends at all.
Maybe Sergio Perez had a little Ambien inducement with Bruce Buffer with it.
For reigning champions, Red Bull. He's a multiple race winner from Mexico. It's Sergio Checo Perez.
So yeah, just the reason there's nothing spoken at the end there is because they're just standing there awkwardly. And Buffer, by the way, he just kind of shaking his head. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm great. He was taken so aback he didn't know what to do. I'm that great.
You know, that reminds me of Statman, and I don't want to dig too deep of a rabbit hole where about 3 or 4 years into Speedfreaks, we were asked to drive in the GOAT, Ricky Carmichael, into the stadium at Anaheim 2 or 3 in our Cadillac at the time, which was a Cadillac with long horns on the front, zebra interior. It made a whole lot of noise without making noise. All right. So all 4 of us are in the car, but Statman's sitting up on the back seat of this convertible Cadillac. It was a 76 Eldorado next to Ricky Carmichael. And Statman wasn't prepared to talk to Ricky Carmichael on the stadium with 60,000 people and the reverberation of those speakers being on delay with Ricky Carmichael. But Statman...
Wait a minute. We'd rehearsed this in the tunnel coming out before the thing. And the guy says, I'm going to talk to Ricky and I'm going to talk to Kenny. I said, cool. I can enjoy the... And the next thing I know, we're out in the middle of the stadium, and all of a sudden I hear Statman, what do you think? I said, what? I'm not thinking at the moment. You told me not to think. So then now I got to talk, and sound is bouncing all over Southern California, and I'm looking at the screen in the stadium and said, hey, that's me. What'd you say? You know, I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's why they wear earplugs, and we didn't have them.
I am so glad we've got a week or two. I don't know. We got next week off. That's all I know, man. And we learned something in the first segment. It's called secondary embarrassment.
Yeah,
secondhand embarrassment. Yeah, it's also called vicarious embarrassment, which I didn't know about.
Vicarious embarrassment. You can Google that. That's on Google.
Yeah, absolutely. From the Cleveland Health Clinic is when you...
And explain why we're talking about this for somebody just tuning in, Richard.
Yeah, because you told the story about your Ambien-induced text messages that you had sent to the president of MAV TV last evening. And I was very red-faced, and I was trying to explain to you that a lot of our folks listening probably got secondhand embarrassment from listening to that story. Y'all had no idea what I was talking about. The actual definition is when you personally experience embarrassment, discomfort, shame, or guilt whenever you witness someone else having an experience that's particularly embarrassing or causes them to be viewed negatively.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't.
Vicarious embarrassment.
Vicarious embarrassment. That'd make a great T-shirt. Are you vicarious embarrassed? Yeah.
I can be that way on social media where there's some, no, I'm more, what do you call not wanting to watch people like get their legs cut off? What do you call that, Richie? Is that something you millennials have? I can't watch the gory stuff. That's what I can't watch. What is that? Like, the FSU quarterback that his ankle got twisted.
Yeah. Oh, that was ugly. That was ugly.
Yeah. I just saw that. And even the announcers of the FSU game, the footage nobody had previewed it. And the quarterback went down and his foot should have been this way. It turned this way. And they showed it in the
basically 90 degrees.
Yeah. And even the announcers
squeamish
I'm
is what you're
sorry.
thinking.
Yes. Squeamish. Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't see that footage prior to it going to air. We want to apologize to all of you that threw up on the screen. So it's if you miss the first segment, it'll be up on YouTube. It'll be up on our website. It's a story that I'm not real proud of, but we don't.
It's not like it's the first time. How many Ambien purchases have shown up at our front door, and we're like, "What?
Crash,
what is this?"
Listen, I'm going to have people I'm going to have our partners, MAV TV. I'm going to have this freaking an ambulance at our door come Monday morning. Some guy walking up with his straitjacket. Oh, this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to go there because I'm going to walk down. That's what's going to happen Monday morning. I'm going to walk down into our living room, and there's going to be like 10 people sitting around the couch. Here's going to be like an intervention, man.
Kenny, can you come join us, please?
I'm going, hold on, Stat, man, you were just here. What's going on? Oh, wow. So Did I mention the first hour? Real quick, Formula One, before we got to about 3 minutes. I said this last hour, I believe it was, where I'm curious that what do you call it? Hate scrolling on Twitter or X? What do you call it?
Doom scrolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think more people were doom watching Formula One versus people just wanting to see a race because of the debacle that was Thursday and the issues with the hotels, the workers, the city, the lawsuit? We didn't even talk about the damn lawsuit.
Oh, that's right. The class action that was filed.
By how many? 30,000? What?
Was it 3,500 people or 35,000 people?
Crap. How do all these people get together to file a claim?
Oh, no. This was a lawyer that saw this happen, saw people kicked out after basically 9 minutes of practice. Or no, waiting around for hours and then getting kicked out.
Right.
This was a lawyer jumping on an opportunity and, well, very well may succeed.
Well, listen.
No, they can't. Look, we talk about and we laugh about the mob building Las Vegas, the mob building Las Vegas. Any lawyer who doesn't understand Wall Street doesn't want to deal with Wall Street. That's why Michael Corleone in The Godfather wanted to get out of the mob business and get legit because he could make more money in Wall Street with those characters.
Oh, I thought I saw about maybe 2 or 3 clowns.
That's right. I was waiting for the clown conversation. Yes. So you think this lawyer is going to be in the good or no?
Are you kidding? He talk about ambulances showing up at your door.
So you think F1, regardless of what it says on the back of the tickets, regardless of what absolutely happened on Thursday night, you think there's no case?
No, I don't think there's any case. I mean, they'll force majeure or something, something out of their control. And they bought a ticket for one session. And they weren't able to stay for this next session, and that's why they got kicked out. Otherwise, they'd have battles with people. If I've got seat 1A for session 1, and somebody else has seat 1A for session 2, now you got a riot because everybody's in the wrong seat.
Listen, man, if a woman can make millions of dollars because she pulled in a hot coffee from McDonald's,
and now all the cups say caution, hot.
Richie, what do the millennials call frivolous?
Frivolous, like being a cheapskate? Is that what you're talking about?
No. Well, yeah, it could be. Yes.
Just an unnecessary, like a frivolous lawsuit, an unnecessary lawsuit.
Yeah, we didn't even get into the popularity or lack of popularity of green bean casserole with Thanksgiving coming up. We didn't even do that. Damn it.
That's on you because that's your favorite dish. Yeah. And you're ready to munch on it come Thursday.
Richie?
Green bean casserole. Wow.
Yeah. Why do I look like the freaking alien when I bring that up to you three? Jeez, that man, I figured you at least have my back. Hell.
I like it, but
man, what about mac and cheese and collards and all that? There you go.
Have some hamburgers while we're at it, okay? All right, we got to get the hell out of here. Statman, as always, my friend, shoot the juice to the moose
and cut it loose.
See ya.
Speedfreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Lucas Oil, it works.
I run Lucas Oil.
It doesn't matter if you're on the water,
driving to work,
or competing in a sold-out stadium.
Lucas Oil products will help you get the most out of your vehicle.
Monster Jam has run Lucas Oil in and on our trucks for over 10 years.
We wouldn't run anything else.
Lucas Oil, the official oil of Monster Jam.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Hey, Dad, what are you going to buy at the store today?
I'm out of Lucas Oil fuel treatment, so let's jump in here and grab us some.
Well, do they have the Lucas Oil parts cleaner and degreaser?
I bet they do.
Well, how about the Lucas Oil power steering fluid?
You know, they'll have that too.
Even the octane booster?
I won't be surprised if they do.
My favorite red and tacky grease?
Yes, they will, babe.
Dad, when we're done, can we grab some candy?
Deal, but you gotta share.
Awesome! Lucas works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We are told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code FIT or text FIT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text FIT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.